All right, we are back in the kitchen and we're making a spicy chili dressing. You can use that over your tofu, you can use it over your tempeh, you could put it on salads, you could also put it on some roasted potatoes. Or whatever it is that you like, but it's so freaking easy and delicious. All right, let me show you right now. All right, so here we go. What could be easier? These are the only ingredients that you need. You, of course, can add more if you want to, but we have a mustard. Oh, it's a spicy mustard dressing, spicy mustard chili dressing. So here's your mustard, all right? You have the choice depending upon what kind of mustard you have. I have spicy brown in my fridge, and I have Grey Poupon. Grey Poupon is a little bit too sharp for this particular recipe. If I would use it, then I'd have to use a little bit more sugar to balance it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a spicy mustard. If you wanna go and use yellow mustard, by all means, use yellow mustard. Use what you like, okay? So what I'm going to do is, because they are ingredients that are easy to blend, I'm gonna use my shallow blade, okay? As you know, I use the magic bullet. Love the magic bullet, so easy. And I've got my small cup, okay? So what I'm gonna do, as you notice, I don't have any salt on here. If you need to add salt, please do. I will test it out and see whether or not I want some today. And usually I use Himalayan salt. You can use black salt. You can also use, and I bring this in to most of my dressings, you have the option. You can use a tamari, which is a soy, but there is no gluten in this. So for those of you that are concerned about the gluten, or you're not able to digest it, stomach it, go ahead and use tamari. Soy sauce, all right, also soybeans, but this does have salt in it, so please be aware that it has salt in it. And then you do have your liquid aminos. You could also use coconut aminos. This doesn't have salt, but just make sure to check your label, okay? That's important. So this is the date syrup that we're using to counterbalance the mustard and the chili paste, okay? And we have some lime here. Now, for those of you that don't know, I love the Date Lady, okay? The Date Lady. I've made my own date syrup, and it's pretty easy to do. I mean, you're just taking dates, adding some water, and then you're boiling it down until it's a thicker paste. You go ahead and strain it, remove the date skins, etc. But this is much easier for me. It's 100% dates. Oh, that's it. And I can find this in the store. I've looked for it. It's not in Safeway. Whole Foods used to carry it, but I find it in one of my specialty shops, grocery stores. I have to drive about 15 minutes to go to it, but it's totally worth it. I use this as my sugar substitute a lot, and this cost me probably about $7.99. And it is, what quantity is it? It's 12 ounces. So that's a nice alternative. I want you guys to know about that. All right, so here we go. We're going to go and put our mustard. So in goes my mustard, okay? And this right here, this is a spicy chili paste. Now, I happen to like using this, and it is called sambal. I've used this when I lived in overseas in Europe, and it's just a spicy chili paste. So if you go to the ethnic department in your grocery store, any grocery store, they will have something like this. So I'm going to add the chili in there, and it all depends on how much you like it, how spicy you like it, so test it out. Here is my lime. I'm going to go ahead and do my normal trick where I go and I squeeze out, where I'm squeezing out the lime through my fingers. I'm trying to catch the seeds if there are any. Some people have asked me, why do I do it this way rather than getting a juicer? Well, it's just a half a lime, so I would rather use my hands, because then I don't have to clean something else. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to scoop out some of our syrup. Now this is about, I'd say, 1/8 of a cup. You don't have to use this if you don't want to, all right? You can do everything without any kind of sweetness. You don't have to use the salt that I want. I'm just giving you the base, and then you decide what it is that you want to use. And I am adding some water to this. This is about, I'd say, 1/8 of a cup. I'm pouring that in. We're gonna mix it up. And again, whatever it is that you're making, you wanna test it. Once you mix it, you wanna go ahead and test it, okay? So here we go. All right, let's check. Ooh, look at that. See, I like the consistency to be somewhat loose, okay? You might like it a little bit thicker, but that's the consistency that I like. So let me go ahead and taste it and see if we need to add anything. Oh yeah, that is good. And for me, it's spicy, but yummy. Perfect over some beans. You could make a bean dish, just like cold mixed beans, and pour this over it. Maybe add a little bit of celery, maybe some scallions. Fantastic. You could use this on some tempeh or some tofu over rice. Very, very versatile. And for those of you that want to try something else with this dressing, and you add a little bit of organic creamy peanut butter, just do like a tablespoon in there. Oh my gosh. You can make some seitan, you can take some tofu, put it on skewers, and oof, so good. Amazing, amazing. All right, by now you know that I like to use my canning jars. Again, it's little, it's just enough. And I like to use them because they're airtight, and it allows me to have multiple dressings in the fridge, right? You want everything ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour that in there. I am excited to use this. How amazing! Amazing, right? Easy. Oh my gosh, so easy. So this you can keep in your fridge as well and pull it out whenever you need it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Again, something so simple takes you all of 5 minutes to make, if that long. You don't have to spend your money in the grocery store buying all of that processed salad dressing or dressings. All you have to do is pull out your mustard, a little bit of your, you could use honey instead of date syrup. That's an alternative for you too. You just need to play around with it a little bit. I'm giving you the base, how I make things, but you can always do a little twist. Instead of using the date syrup, use some honey. Perhaps you don't want to use a lime. Maybe you like lemons. Go ahead and use a lemon. So it's all good. All right, so on to the next vinaigrette. I hope that you have a lovely meal. I hope that you make healthy choices, and I'll see you next time.